Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devildo, and I'm back with another update video of the Brewdemon Smackdown. Well, this has to be a story I have to explain first before I get into the overall details of what's going down. Myself a Brewdemon kit in the past and received one, and I did a video on it where I unbox it and show it off, and I did not try the product yet because here's the funny thing. I had emailed the company and told them, I was thinking about doing an epic smackdown between the Brewdemon product, their conical gravity fermenter, compared to the classic Mr. Beer home brewing kit. And I said I think it would be cool to do a smackdown to see which one actually makes a better home beer, a better quality beer, and they thought that was a great idea. And, there's some things that got thrown around. I want to make it fair. Well, I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you for Brewdemon because they have provided me with another kit. They sent me another kit. I just received it, and they also wanted to make it a fair fight, which I think is a really stand-up thing for you, Brewdemon, because they wanted to say, hey, we want to see you do a smackdown to see which beer actually is better and which way do you brew it that ends up making a better beer at home. And they said they wanted to have a fair fight, So what they did is they sent me 2 of these additional packs, and it's the Hellfire Deep Red Ale. It's one of their best sellers. Let's see if I can get it there. Hellfire Deep Red Ale. And they said they wanted to do a good test to actually brew one in the Brewdemon and brew the other in a Mr. Beer. That way to see if in fact the Brewdemon is a better brewing system. So like I said, they sent me this other conical gravity fermenter here. And naturally, it comes with all the equipment that you need to brew your own beer at home. You get your gravity conical fermenter here. You get a nice little handy dandy stand that goes on with some little legs and stuff like that. And also in the box is in the bottom you receive their Brewdemon Pilsner, and pretty much just put them in warm water, not super hot but warm water. That way you can actually get it to pour to get all that delicious flavor goodness out of each of the cans to ferment. And what I'm planning to do in this epic smackdown is I'm going to be brewing a batch of the Hellfire Deep Red Ale in the Brewdemon home brewing kit. And at the same time, I will be brewing the other batch of their Brewdemon Hellfire Deep in a classic Mr. Beer home brew fermenter, just to see if it actually works out good. But that's not it, people. While that's all fine and dandy, that still, doesn't really make it balanced and fair. So what I will also be doing at the same time is I have got, it's not exactly the same as this, okay? It's not exactly the same as this, but I'm getting a very similar beer from Mr. Beer sent to me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brew that beer in one of the Mr. Beer kegs, and the other batch of it I will be brewing it in the Brewdemon home brewing kit. And I'm going to be following the rules to a T on how to make this beer. And I'm going to brew it in each of these 4 brew kits that I have, all at the same time. Now keep in mind, the one thing about Brewdemon that stands out apart from Mr. Beer is Brewdemon, hands down, they claim that you can have your beer finished in 2 weeks, 7 days of fermentation in their fermenter, and then 7 days to finish in their bottles, and it's good to go. While most of the Mr. Beers take significantly longer than that. So it's going to be interesting to see in the end. This is going to take me some time to get this video made, because after all, I got to brew this stuff. But I'm going to brew it, and I even decided that when I do this, when I make a batch in each, I'm going to be using both the Brewdemon beer bottles and the Mr. Beer beer bottles. And I'm going to have it to where I'm going to have it in a blind taste test with a friend, practicing safe social distancing techniques and gloves. We will be partaking in a random assortment of beers, and they will be labeled on the bottom. So at the time, we won't know which beer is in which bottle. I plan to have a Mr. Beer brewed in one of the Brewdemon bottles. And I also plan to have one of the Brew Demons in a Mr. Beer bottle. That way, we have no idea what beer is in which bottle as well. But it will be marked to where we will know at the end which is which. And it's going to be an ultimate beer home brew smackdown in between against Brew Demon and Mr. Beer. That way, I want to make it as nice and variety filled as possible. And I want to make sure that each company has a fair chance in seeing which one is the ultimate home brewing system for you, the fans, the great people out there, anyone who likes to brew your own beer. It's interesting to see, if it really is a difference between a gravity conical fermenter and just a standard issue fermenter, because there are some things about these that are pretty much identical, like the little spigot valve things. They're pretty much similar to the way they go on. The only difference is between a Mr. Beer keg is these don't have a little burp valve, as I call it. These just have a little gap in the top of the lid that allows for the pressure to be relieved, so it'll burp through the side of this, while this one actually has a little plug that'll pop up, and you can modify it by putting in a little water burper, as I call it. I know that's not the technical name for it, but I call it water burper. But I want to give a huge shout out for Brew Demon for sending me this signature beer kit. And like I said, the signature beer kit, you can pick it up online for a little over $100 or something. It comes with 8 of these big, nice bottles. You got your nice little filling tube that comes with it. You get a gigantic mixing spoon, which mixing spoons, if you make these things, you'll know are a godsend, especially when you're actually preparing the product and also want to mix it in there. It comes with your first start batch of beer. And like I said, they were really, really cool to send me these really cool Hellfire Deep Red Ale refill kits, so I could actually brew one in each. So it's nice to see that Brew Demon is really wanting to see if their beer can beat Mr. Beer in a Smackdown. And it's kind of odd, I found this out. I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently one of the gentlemen that actually started Brew Demon used to actually work at Mr. Beer. So I'm kind of wondering if these are like, the brothers in the business. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got some better ideas for my stuff compared to Mr. Beer, so I'm going to go off and make my own version and make it better. That's what I'm wondering, because like I said, they claim you can have a beer completely done in this thing in less than in about 2 weeks time. So I'm really intrigued by this. And once again, I want to give a huge shout out to the Brew Demon Company for sending me this kit so I could do this epic Smackdown. It's going to take me some time to get this done. Trust me. It's going to be a while because, like I said, I got to brew both batches. Then I got to go and get them, done. And then I got to make sure to have them all in randomized bottles, even though I will have marks on the bottom and written down in an undisclosed location and have them randomized. Even I don't know which beer is in which bottle until the very end. And like I said, I'm going to have my friend over and we're going to have a nice epic beer drinking smackdown between Brew Demon and Mr. Beer and see which, in fact, makes a better quality beer, which makes it faster, and in the end, ease of preference, ease of processing, ease of doing this, which one is easier to actually brew your own beer. It's not hard to do either one of these, I'm sure of it, because all you do is you just get water, you mix the stuff and you pour it in and let it ferment. It's not hard to brew your own beer. The only thing is sanitation is a must and good quality water to start off with. But in the end, one more time, I've got to say it, huge shout out and thank you to Brew Demon for sending me this equipment. I'm going to get right on it and getting this beer brewed. First batch up will probably be the Brew Demon Hellfire Deep Red Aged Ale. I'll be doing one in each, and I will be recording parts of that for my epic Smackdown that'll be released in the future, so stay tuned.
In one corner, there will be the Mr. Beer Brewing Kit, and in the other corner, the Gravity Fed Conical Fermenter for Brew Demon, which will win this epic brew-making smackdown. Stay tuned to find out soon. And remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.